Hello Internet, I'm me, and this is Junin Sentai Kyoryoger! I really can't do that. Episode 2. This episode is actually a really polarizing episode, I would say. Mostly in the tonal shifts that it takes. And honestly, I'm going to say this now. The first half, or the first 10 minutes of this episode, are actually really good. And I mean really good, though a bit rushed. The story is that King is now going around just, well, hanging out and doing random stuff because, well, he can. Because, well, he's King, and he just likes helping people, and, you know, he's trying to figure out who the other Rangers are, but not too hard. And the Blue Ranger, we figure out, actually has a family. And back when I watched this without the subs, I thought he had a daughter and a wife. He doesn't, but he kind of does. I was kind of half right. It's actually his sister and his niece. And you're probably going, how are you half right? He treats the niece like it's his daughter. It turns out that the Blue Ranger's sister is actually a widow, while the niece has no father figure, so in a very mature character development, the brother has stepped in to be the father figure for his niece, and he treats her like a daughter, even though she doesn't call him dad. You can really see, like, even without the subtitles, you can really see kind of a father-daughter chemistry there. And one of the problems it is, though, is he doesn't tell them that he is a Kyoryoger. Kyoryoger. But his sister doesn't like the Kyoryoger. Even though she was there when the monsters came and started fucking everything up, he saved his niece from the attacks. But he didn't stop her from being harmed. So she got hurt, but she didn't die. And so the sister is pretty much like, the Kyoryoger are dangerous, these bad guys are dangerous, they're just all monsters and dangerous, and I don't care. And that really weighs on the Blue Ranger's heart. That really brings him down. He really can't show himself as a Kyoryoger to his sister because he thinks that's not only how his sister thinks, but how his niece thinks. And he thinks that his family is that one weakness, and he pretty much pulls out the old superhero card for a secret identity by saying, if anybody finds out that I'm the Blue Ranger, they're going to come after my family, and my family is vulnerable, and they can't take the hits that I can. And it's really, really nice. I like this development. And of course, they put in the Pink Ranger as well, who we figure out is this very rich chick whose parents are off in America. If you ever watch anime, that's like every single excuse to get the parents out of the house. It's like, oh, my parents went to America. Of course. I don't know if in Japan that actually does happen a lot, but yeah, that's usually how they get the parents out of the equation. So you have the Pink Ranger who's being sheltered by her butler and is trying to keep her in that prim and proper form while she wants to be a big fighter and be rough and tough and, you know, be a tomboy while she's trying to be a princess. You know, it's nothing new, but it does do a very good dichotomy. And I know what the episode was going for, the dichotomy of the older person with his relationship and his responsibilities being his reason for keeping a secret, while we have the Pink Ranger and her younger responsibilities and relationship with the butler trying to become the woman that everybody wants her to be, but trying to also keep the fact that who she is a secret with the Pink Ranger, with her pink Kyoryoger powers. So it's a cool dualism here. You have somebody very old trying to keep their relationship intact, and somebody really, well, young who still technically lives with their parents and has butlers taking care of them, people taking care of them you know, it's like somebody trying to take care of their family while somebody else is having their family take care of them. It's that dualism. And I admire the writers for doing that in this episode, but I think the main problem with this episode is that, well, the first 10 minutes of this episode, is that it's a bit rushed. And that because we do have, even though this is a good dueling story, that we spend too much time hopping from one to the other, while the rest of the episode really needed to focus on the Blue Ranger, honestly. The Pink Ranger story is still good, and I think they could have really done something with it, but other than like her hiding her training clothes from the butler and such, they could have gotten a bit more into it, and I could see why they're like, let's throw it in with this one, because it's a really light and cliched kind of story. So they just kind of went, couple it with something a lot more interesting to flesh it out a bit. But honestly, I really wish that this would have focused on the Blue Ranger. And they both do come out, and they both show their identities as the Kyoryoger Blue and Pink, even though I don't think Kyoryoger Blue, his sister doesn't see him transform. Oh, and the transformations have gone from that Kamen Rider-esque, like, in front of you transformation to back to the cutscene type transformation, which is cool. I really like it. Yeah, I don't think the Blue Ranger's sister knows that he's the Kyoryoger Blue, so there's that. But then, after all this kind of intriguing storyline and a really cool couple of fight scenes, well, this is where the episode stops being serious or kind of good.
何したんだお前たち。
私たちはもともと全て巨大なデーボス様の細胞から生まれた存在。復元水でさ、大きくなれ。
Yeah. Honestly, this episode had its silly bits, but from that point on, yeah, we're in kid territory now. Like, and I mean kid territory now. Like, now that the, emotional turmoil and relationship problems have been resolved, let's get fucking weird. To a point where those two get fucking creepy. Like, in their little pink palace thingy, they're cool, but once they step out into the real world, those suits get a little freaky looking. Especially when they do close-ups on the face. And I forgot to explain this, but how they create monsters in this season is the three lieutenants, or three soldiers, Lieutenant of Sorrow, Rage, and Happiness, the creepy heart one that you just saw there, all put themselves up to this huge totem things, each one with a different emotion. They take things from our place, like they just steal shit from humans, and they pretty much put their emotional energy into these totems, and what happens is, well, the objects kind of just form with one of the emotions and takes form into a monster. This episode was Sorrow. And so we actually see the Lieutenant of Sorrow, like, he gains power, like, the monster causes sorrow. And, empowers up the Sorrow Totem to make him more powerful. And it actually heals him from battle. Destroying a dinosaur statue that the kids made to give him some strength back when the first fight happened. And the Lieutenant of Sorrow actually comes into battle in this one, and he does pretty well. And he does this kind of mindfuck thing where he keeps saying, I don't want to do this. And it's like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. Ah, you hit me with a fucking axe. I'm sorry. It's just, oh, this is all hurting my feelings. It's like, oh man, I'm sorry about that. And damn, hit you with an axe again. And that's kind of a messed up mental strategy where you fight somebody and you're whining about it. Like, and of course you're going to get just kind of infuriated after a while and just say, shut the fuck up and start beating the motherfucker. But yeah, that's messed up. Like, in a strategic sense, that's kind of fucked up. Like, you kind of want to just go, oh, dude, if you don't want to fight, let's not fight. And then he hits you. He hits you with a fucking axe. And he's not a bad fighter, well, mostly. But he's strong enough. I can't wait until they do the smiling one. Like, a monster that makes people smile and be happy? That might make the Kyoryoger look like bad guys. See where I'm going? This could be really interesting. Anywho, and yeah, after that weirdness of a flower pot, yeah, turns out the monsters, you just need to add water and they grow giant. Okay. Oh, and we were also introduced into the arm-on ability. The non-shoulder padded part of the Kyoryoger can be, like they just take the gun, well, they take a battery, of which, if they use one, it pretty much depletes and they can't use another one. Something that the Red Ranger uses up all fucking 3 in the first fight, which makes sense. He was just trying to take everybody out as quickly as possible. But yeah, you take the gun, you roll it, and it creates an armor and a secondary weapon, which, now that I've seen it, they're all going to combine into a sword, and it's going to be the big finisher. It's going to be the big finishing move. Alright, but, yeah, so we first get to see the Kyoryoger, which is the Stegosaurus, Triceratops, and the T-Rex all combining into one. See why the Pink and Blue Ranger were being developed this entire episode? Yeah. They get combined into the Kyoryoger, which actually takes a really long-ass time to combine, and it turns into the, well, a big-ass Megazord that they control by putting their guns into a slot and then just moving around. And they kick the monster's ass with this badass finishing move, that brave finish where, like, the T-Rex, which is the shoulder, just kind of blasts out and bites him. The end. And, of course, the Green and the Black Ranger are watching all this, kind of going, like, in their civilian mode, going, And the Green Ranger says, family. Huh. And so then, like, this could be the next episode. Let's see what happens. And honestly, I gotta say this, I liked this episode up until a point. And if you can handle the silly bits, sorry, dropped my mouse. If you can handle the silly bits, it's not too bad. It's not a bad episode. No. I kind of wish they just took their time either with one of the stories or just kind of didn't get butt-fucking weird at the end, alright? You have a Megazord that when it first shows up, it's dancing. It's for kids, I know, but yeah, okay. No, okay. But yeah, mostly the problem with this episode is the tonal shifts and the focus, honestly. The stories are good. It's well, not well, but it's written competently. It's a bit rushed because you have two stories that you want to tell when you should have you either should have taken these stories completely to the end of the episode instead of ending it halfway through the episode, or just taking out time for one an episode and let one story go through the entire episode. What's bad with this episode? I give it an 8 out of 10. It's a lot better than the first episode. And in some ways, it's a lot better than the first episode. In a lot of ways, it's still kind of the same. Honestly, they've dropped the whole Blue Ranger being an oaf and gave him some heart. And honestly, that's kind of what carries this episode. You can't buy heart. And this has a lot of heart to it. So, until next time, y'all.